I got 3 objectives today, and the first one is up this mountain. This is known as Silver Peak Mountains, and tons of people backpack it every year. There's an old cabin up here where a guy started to build it in the early 1920s. He was going to build a vacation cabin. Ultimately, the logistics got too complicated. It was too costly to bring the material up and the supplies. So he ended up abandoning his cabin and instead built a cabin lower down in the valley where Haley, Idaho is today. It would have been an insane place for a cabin though, just looking around. Now we're gonna go hike up to his cabin right now and see if really anything remains. I don't really know. All I know is the history of this spot. After that, we're actually headed to another location, which is an old abandoned mine outside of Stanley, Idaho. Once we finish up the old mine, I'm gonna see a homestead. This homestead is super historical and awesome. I've been wanting to see it for a while. It's gonna be really exciting. It's gonna be a great episode. Stay tuned. The Suzuki's way down this steep road, and now we're about to make it to the cabin. We just have to go straight on this route, and around this peak is where it's gonna be at. Finally reached the cabin, you guys. Look at how amazing of a location this is. But I can completely understand why he decided to abandon it and just build one in the valley instead. Because imagine bringing all these ginormous wood logs in into cement to make the foundation, and then you have to do everything else. He would have said, screw it, that's too much. I can understand why he picked this location though. This view is amazing. It looks over the whole valley on this little encroachment. All that he really did was the foundation and the logs for the cabin. We're gonna hike back down now. I just wanted to see what this cabin was all about. Now let's head to that abandoned mine. Swamp Creek Trail, Martin Lake, Bench Creek Trail. I'm not going to any of that today. I'm curious what this sign would have said, but what we're headed up is this road to get to the old gold mine. It's way up in these mountains, so we got a bit of a drive. It has started to rain, which always adds an interesting contrast in the videos. This is an old burnt up camping trailer. This whole forest burned down. I'm hoping the mine's gonna be still accessible with all of this damage. And just, it's like a ghost town out here with this forest all dead. But it's a camping trailer. I wonder what happened. Maybe the people were just, you know, camping a couple days out here, went to town and found out they couldn't come back because of the forest fire. Or they were evacuated and for some reason, they never took their trailer, but whatever it may be, it's now sitting out here abandoned. It's starting to snow and I made it up to the mine, but to be honest, we may have come too late. I see signs of remnants, but I don't see the portal. You could see all the snow on the camera, how fast it's coming down. Located the portal, and just a couple years ago, this was open. People are exploring it. I have photos of it, but I've never been here, just from other people. And unfortunately, it's collapsed. Portal would have been right there to go in. Just a couple years ago, if I would have come out here, we would have been able to do a mine explore, but now it's long gone. All the boulders and timbers, and the portal was wood framed from the photos I've seen. Unfortunately, what I think happened was that wood framed portal burnt up. Once that burnt up, all those rocks collapsed, all of this fill around it, and it just created what's here today. Really unfortunate. I was so excited to go mine exploring. No mine today. It's all collapsed in after the wildfire. Just devastated this whole mountainside. This is a very thin section. Got the logs coming down, but that's not what the big deal is. What I don't like is this dip. Somebody's intentionally put some wood there to damper it, but you're kind of going vroom, and the Suzuki will make it just barely past. On the side of Highway 21, and I'm at this old homestead. Just tucked away, there's a meadow right over this tree line. Highway 21 is down there. There's this very distinctive looking log cabin. And if we go in, the whole place has sunken down. This ground, even though we're not in the marsh itself, it's sinking everything down. That's why it's so short in here. They left the old stove. What's this window about? It's screened in. And if you look up, that was the bed area, but it's weird. So what happened, this is what's going on. This ground is sinking and all these logs are going down with it. So at one time, looking through this window, probably had 3 feet below this. Now it's all just sinking down. Eventually this whole window is gonna come up to the floor level. It's pretty bizarre, but it does happen. There's the loft. Can't quite get into it. Same thing's happening to that cabin, except it's worse. Maybe that's why it was abandoned, was because of this issue. Oh yeah, look, the outhouse way in the distance. Best look we're gonna have at the loft is up here. Would have been a huge 2-story cabin. Crazy to think it was sunny today, then it became this. I like the vibe when it rains though, so I don't mind. Yikes. It's a mud pit now. This was a neat stop. I've never quite seen anything like this where there's a whole homestead and it's sinking into the ground over time. There's a marsh right next to us, and I'll show you that as we drive back, because this is also in the marsh. It's just not as extreme in this area. Look at how soaked my camera is. That's the road going into the homestead. And if you look to the right of it, it's all marshland. And past that, to the adjacent side of the road, it's also all a marsh. I'm at this campground and nobody's here. It's kind of freaky looking. Right beside Highway 21. I would have thought it would be packed with everybody traveling through, all the campers going through, and people love to raft the rivers around central Idaho, so a lot of people coming through for that as well. Empty spot. This is number 2. It's a pass-through. And it's another empty spot. Oh, is there only 3 camp spots? I didn't realize that. With all the camping I do, I've never actually gone to an official campground and paid money. I'm just a little too cheap for that. That'd be such a neat view though. If you're camping, you got your picnic table. Unfortunately, you also have Highway 21 literally right there. But you do have a nice river beside your camping spot. Let's go back in. It's cold. It's cold out. I found this pretty cool log cabin, but that's it. So we're gonna keep going. We're out in the Idaho woods. Even log cabins deteriorate. All the logs are rotted away. It's not much longer till it's all gone.